Hello friends, happy Saturday. Um, Here's a quick update from the living room floor. That's where I'm sitting. I'm getting ready for a gig actually. I've only had a couple of solo performances this summer, both outside, and this one is outside too, but it's fun. It's good. I'm going to play the Niagara Falls Sheridan outside in this plaza on 3rd Street. And so there's a lot of tourists that come by because I played there once before, and it's fun. It's nice. It's a good atmosphere. So yeah, so I just had a couple minutes, and of course, as you can see here, I'm burning all my old CDs back into my phone after my hard drive crash. So that's my little project right now, because I hate the cloud and I hate streaming, and we'll go into that another day, or you've already heard me complain about it. I just don't like it. The short reason is that you get a much higher quality sound file on a CD if if you rip it at the highest resolution, the sound quality is so superior to streaming. It's not even funny. Streaming, you get about 10% of the file, of the information in the file when you play it, and I can hear it. I don't know if other people can hear it. It drives me nuts. I'm an audiophile. I mean, I'm a musician. What do you want from me? So I just said I wasn't going to explain it, but of course I did. You know, you know me. But here's the update, or the non-update. We have not seen Ellie the squirrel. Thank you so much to anybody who prayed for Ellie's well-being. We don't know what the story is. Her kids are around. Her one boy that I posted a video of maybe a week ago, he's been around almost every day. He comes for the peanuts, and he's a treat, and he kind of is in her footsteps because he comes pretty close. He doesn't come up on my lap like she did, and she did that for the entire neighborhood. I've been learning. The entire street knows this squirrel. I don't know who named her Ellie, but everybody knows who she is because she was so friendly, and she would come up to anybody looking for a meal. But yeah, so we don't know what the status is, but the neighbors have a plan. If we do see her, a few of us have these little peanut butter balls that my mom made that have a little bit of antibiotic in them. She was trained for wildlife rehabilitation, and she knows the amounts that they can have based on their size. So she made these little peanut butter balls that got a little bit of antibiotic in her. And a few of us on the block have them in case we see Ellie. That would include my neighbor Rose, who is a cat whisperer, which we'll explore in the next book a little more, and her neighbor and friend Vibby, who I don't really know, but who also has helped with cat rescues and squirrel rescues. She's even taken a few to the vet. So if we can capture Ellie, if she is still alive, the a vet has agreed to treat and release her back to us as opposed to relocation, which maybe is sometimes what happens. I'm not up on all the rules. I'm following their lead because they know. So we don't know. We don't know what the status of Ellie is. But thank you again for praying for her. I really hope she still turns up. I hope she's okay, or if she's not okay, I hope she's been released and out of pain, returned to the cosmos if need be, because she's a unique creature, and she brightened our world, especially when she started coming around last spring during COVID. So it was another, I guess you could say, another weird COVID gift, where like something that you need comes when it has to come, because you need that energy, you need that love, you need that connectivity, even if it's just a little neighborhood animal that is quirky and wants to sit on everybody's lap and wants peanuts. You know, it can be that simple sometimes, or often. So anyway, there's that, and I know the political stuff. Like I've been watching all the regular readers, and pardon me, I'm packing it for my gig at the same time as I'm talking, which is totally rude, and I'll stop right now. Yeah, I've been watching the political readers on the situation with, all the state recounts and the voter suppression garbage. I I think we all have to really, really try as much as we can to really be patient. This thing that's been unearthed has to play itself out, and I think it is going to take years. I don't think it's going to be a quickie, but the some of the Republicans are so desperate they're not even hiding their attempts to subvert the voting public, the will of the public, and I feel that it is highly possible that the Democrats may gain more seats in Congress in 2022 just because people can't. The majority of people are just not on board with what the GOP is doing, and the left has its own issues. You know, I have a lot of concerns, honestly, about the culture war. I think that there's a segment of the far left. I'm left center. I think there's a segment of the far left that is maybe pushing for too much change too quickly, but it's not really for me to say. I guess it's for the electorate to say. But I think that the culture war and wokeness and like political correctness might be a little bit heavy-handed right now. It might be a little much. People get tired of hearing every day how they should think. You know, it's a fine line between social justice and social being a pain in the ass, which is not a thing. You know, being socially annoying, like trying to guilt people into your own, perhaps narrow vision of what and how people should think and behave. So I'm with you, left. I'm on the left. I haven't voted for a Republican for any office in my entire life. And when 45 came along, I basically said, for the foreseeable future, probably the rest of my life, I will never pull the lever for a Republican because they've been infected. They have a disease, whether they know it or not. Some of them know it, and some of them are afraid. And probably some of them are being bribed, and probably some of them have been threatened even. So the money games that are going on are probably out there too. Anyway, that sounds more pessimistic than I feel. I think in time, we know historically in time, truth always wins. It just doesn't come on the timetable we want. It just doesn't come quickly enough. And I say this to myself all the time so that you don't think I'm just sort of preaching from high above like I've got it all figured out. No, far from it. Some days I just like, when are these Republicans going to wake up and give it up? But then I found out from talking to my dad even the other day that my aunt and my uncle, who are in their 70s, are refusing vaccination. They live down in Florida most of the year. And my father was a lifelong Republican. To him, he just does not get it, that it's gone so far south that the Republicans are essentially autocrats, or a lot of them are. He can't believe it. So he actually, my father changed his registration to Democrat. I can't even believe it. My father was preaching Reaganomics at me when I was a kid, and I was like, you know, because I was into punk rock and the bands like the Dead Kennedys, which made fun of everything, especially Reagan. And the rampant consumerism and rampant, greed is good philosophy. So I'm, as usual, talking in a kind of circle, but my father might have even said something like, hey, if they get COVID, they're probably going to die. Like something really blunt. I was like, wow, he's really drawn a line. He's like, I don't have any patience for it anymore. And I get it. We're all like worn thin by this thing, but how we feel about it affects us. So this is my pep talk to you, but to myself as well, that the more we can just try to see that this thing has to play out fully, whether that takes years or perhaps even decades. If we are the light workers we think we are, we came here to be part of this wave, this positivity, to say our prayers, act act as we want the world, to act as we want others to act towards us. Golden rule, right? So I do my best to really practice that. I fail sometimes. Sometimes I lose patience with people, but I try as much as I can to, all the cliches, be the change that I want to see in the world. So if we all do that, we are cleaning the air in which we live. We're cleaning that energy. We're running it through the filter of ourselves, negative energy, and we're transmuting it, as Cindy from Soulprint says. And by the way, Fran, you asked, who is Cindy? Cindy, Cyndy, I believe is how you spell it. Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. And I really like Cindy. She's one of the first psychics I really started to watch on a regular basis, and I think she's very sweet. She does channel readings through her spirit collective, which she calls Masudius, and you can feel a little weird when you start getting into these channeled entities. Like it starts to sound a little foo-foo, right? But I do think that she's got a clean line to the other side. I think that she operates from her best intentions always, and so you feel it in what she reads, even if she's not 100% accurate, because none of the psychics are, and I'm certainly not 100% right about my thoughts about spirit or anything else all the time. It's just not possible. So this is longer than I meant it to be. I hope it's of some. I hope it gives you something, because I don't really know what I said now that it's over. But I got to go sing for tourists in Niagara Falls, and I want to because it's fun. It's really fun. So wish me luck. I wish you luck. Keep your prayers positive. Thank you for praying for Ellie. Keep praying for the world to overcome COVID, because I learned that only 10% of the world population has been vaccinated, which is just unreal. I think it's about 50% of America and 10% globally, which is terrible. So there is great suffering out there, and we got to send that love around as much as we can, and keep on the government to do its role as a for the good of mankind. And I love that. Thank God for Biden, because he committed, I believe, 500 million doses worldwide, and hopefully we can do even more, because it's in enlightened self-interest. If we help other countries get it control, we will cut down on the variants that come back here. So thank God that he's in, right? That's the beginning of the positive wave, and I think that there's every reason to believe that he will continue to help us course correct to the best of his ability. So that's it. Take care. Be well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Okay.